Find your seat, whatever is a comfortable enough seated position for you, whether that's cross-legged, sitting on a blanket or bolster or pillow, or sitting up against a wall, or sitting on your heels if external hip rotation doesn't feel so good for you. Whatever you need to do. Let your legs and seat be heavy. Let your spine grow tall, stacking the ears over the shoulders and the shoulders over the hips. Relax the face and eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. 2 more just like that. And then we'll inhale for the Om. Now, give yourself a few moments to fully arrive here and now, in this time that you have set aside for your practice today. Give yourself a chance to step out of the momentum of the day thus far, out of that stream or river, and into now. Sometimes it helps to drop down into the body. So feel your seat or legs making contact with the mat beneath you. Feel that foundation. Then you could begin to turn your awareness to your breathing. Feel the breath move into, through, and out of the body. Whenever you become aware of the mind getting sidetracked or pulled back into that river, just drop back in to your body. Feel your foundation and feel your breath. Again and again. As we prepare to move the body, if you'd like a moment for offering or intention or personal prayer, go right ahead. Let's find our way to standing at the front of the mat. Feet parallel, they could be very close together, they could be hip width distance apart, anywhere in between, however you feel most stable. Press the feet down. So now your feet are your foundation. Feel the heft, the weight of your body anchoring you down here. You could bring the hands to heart center and feel your breath here. May all beings everywhere benefit from our practice together today. Om Shanti. On an inhale, reach forward and up overhead. You can start to move here, however you like, staying with the breath. You could use this as an opportunity to really check in with the body. Noticing areas of tightness, areas of ease. Don't worry about the how or why, just noticing, collecting data. On your next inhale, press down and reach up. Then as you exhale, bend the knees and fold forward, Uttanasana. You could let your head go. Anything you like with the hands, you could place them on blocks or the mat. You could clasp your elbows. You could start to bring some movement here. That might mean bending and straightening your knees. Moving your head a bit. You might shift your weight towards your toes, towards your heels. Good. Bend the knees until your hands touch the mat and step the right foot back, lowering the knees, sinking the hips. And you could move a bit here. Try to keep the left knee in line with the left hip, but you could still rock a little side to side. You could find a little twisting in the hips. You could move in your head, neck, jaw. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step back. Plank pose. Your plank could be on your palms, on your forearms, on your toes, on your knees. Regardless, ears in line with shoulders, hips, and knees. Breathe in. Good. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. All the way onto the belly, untuck the toes. Inhale up. You could come into Sphinx pose on the forearms, or a baby cobra with the hands under the shoulders. You might simply move a little up and down with your breath, or you might bring a little shifting, a little twisting. Deep inhale. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. If at any point down dog does not work for you, you could certainly move in cat-cow or take a child's pose. If you are with me in downward facing dog, pull the shoulder blades away from the ears and away from the spine. Think about my shoulder blades starting to hug the outsides of my rib cage. Then you could pedal through your feet. You could wag your hips. Then let's step the right foot forward, left knee down, low lunge. Shoulders back, chest forward. Again, you could bring some movement here. If you notice your mind has gotten caught up in that stream of thinking, that stream of your day prior to now or later on, don't get frustrated. Just drop back into your body, into your foundation, where you're making contact with the earth beneath you. And let's step the left foot forward to meet the right, Uttanasana, bending the knees and folding in, letting your head go. If you wanted to, you could take your hands behind your heels or clasp your elbows behind your calves. And release, inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Feel your foundation, feel your breath. We'll do two more. I'll cue with the breath. You may, of course, move at your own pace. Exhaling completely, and inhale to lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, left foot back. Plank pose. Breathe in. Exhale, use your belly, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push the mat away from you, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps front. Exhale, left foot front. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Feel your breath. Feel your foundation. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Breathe in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Shoulders down. Exhale, back. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Halfway up. Exhale, fold. All the way up. Hands to heart. Feel your breath. Feel your foundation. Press down through your feet. Good. Bring your feet close together. Inhale, scoop the arms forward and up. Palms turn in, shoulders pull back. Sink the hips back, engaging the low belly, chair pose. Neck is long. Steady breath. Feel your foundation. So most of your weight is in your heels. Feel your heels anchoring you down. From here, we'll twist to the right. Several options. You could bring right hand low back, wrap your left hand around your ribs. You could hinge a bit more, bringing the left hand outside the thigh. Or if you'd like to come into a prayer twist, you could do that. Whatever twist option you choose, once you're there, check in with your hips and knees. The hips have a tendency to want to skew off to the left. So let's pull them back in line.
with the heels, knees in line with the heels. Every inhale lengthening, every exhale twisting. You could keep your gaze down at the mat, especially if you're feeling wobbly, or you could look to your right or up towards the ceiling. Feel your foundation. Feel your breath. Now for this transition, take your gaze down to the mat. Keep whatever twist you have and step your left foot back into a high lunge. Good. 2 breaths here, square the hips. Feel your foundation, full right foot, toes on the left. And then on an inhale, unwind, warrior 2. Opening up. Relax your shoulders. Engage through the belly. Feel your foundation. Weight equally distributed between your 2 feet. Gaze can be out over the right fingers. Gaze could soften, or you could close the eyes. Can you let your breath expand your rib cage? Good. Release the arms, straighten the front leg, turn the toes for the straddle facing the long edge of the mat. You can adjust your foot placement if you like. You could take your feet wider or closer. Couple options for folding forward. You could let your hands just come in front of you. You could clasp your hands at your low back, or you could take the right arm up, left arm back for Gomukhasana arms. You could certainly use a strap or a ring if you like. Wherever you choose to go with your arms, inhale tall, exhale hinge at the hips and fold. Let your head go. Press down through the feet, lift up on the kneecaps. And then if the arms are behind you, release both hands down. From here, we'll move into a twist. So left hand is on the floor or maybe a block in front of you. Right arm reaches up. Pull both shoulder blades down. Try not to skew the hips too much. Press into both feet. So most of the rotation is in that mid and upper back region, not so much in your hips. Can you press down through your left hand as much as you're reaching up through your right? Inhale, reach. Exhale, right hand comes down and we go the other way. Right hand down, left arm up. Check in with the tendency to let the hips twist. Push both feet down, lift through the kneecaps, shoulders towards the hips. And we're really working to isolate the rotation in the spine, primarily in the thoracic spine. So mid and upper back. Feel your foundation, both feet and the right hand. And left hand comes down. About 2 breaths here. You could shift your hips, you could bend one knee and then the other. We're not here long. And then we'll walk the hands front, turn the right toes front, lift the back heel, both hands inside the right foot, and you can lower your left knee down. Find your easy lizard pose or traditional lizard pose here. So you could have 2 hands down, your hands could be on blocks. And if you want to untuck your back toes, that's fine. If this feels okay and it feels like you've got some space in your hips, You could come down on your left forearm, maybe your right. If you're on the forearms, elbows are in line with that right heel. And regardless of where you are, hug the right knee in. Feel all the places you're making contact with the mat beneath you. Press into all those places. Or at least don't pull away from them. If you wish to take traditional lizard pose and both elbows and forearms are down, then you curl the left toes under, lift that left knee up. Good, come onto both hands and step back, plank pose. Now, for the next exercise, you can work in plank or you can lower your knees. We're going to work to strengthen the obliques and stretch in the wrists. So, come on your hands and first pick up your left hand and flip it so your fingertips face in. And then flip your right hand. And then flip your left hand back forward. And then flip your right hand. Keep going. Now what wants to happen is a total shifting side to side, right? So let's counter that by engaging the belly and trying to have the torso move and the hips move as little as possible. You can probably hear the shaking in my voice. It's hard. Next time your fingers are facing forward, let's lower the knees. Take them wide and sink back, extended child's pose. You might like to turn your palms up and move through your wrists and fingers here. You might like to exhale out the mouth. We'll place the palms down. Pull the shoulders back, chest and chin forward, all the way onto the belly. Untuck the toes, Sphinx or Cobra. And then curl the toes, press back downward, facing dog, or your choice of resting pose. We'll be here about 3 breaths. Your foundation is in your hands and your feet here. And then on an inhale, take your gaze towards your hands. Let your feet join. So walk or hop forward, meeting in Uttanasana. Anything you like with the hands. Inhale halfway up to a flat back. And exhale, release. Inhale all the way up. Push down, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Feel your foundation. Anchor down. Feel your breath. Good. Feet close together. Inhale, lift up. Palms turn in, shoulders pull down. Hips reach back, but we're not arching in the lumbar spine. There's a little bit of low belly engagement. We're also not tucking the tailbone under. We're finding that neutral spine right in the middle. Feel your breath. From here, twist to the left. So again, same set of options. Left hand low back, right hand wrapping around you. Right hand can come outside the left thigh or the prayer twist. And once you're in, whatever twist is right for you on this side today, see if you can square up the hips and knees. Shoulder blades pulling down the back. Gaze wherever you feel most stable. Good, now keep your twist. Take your gaze down to the mat. Engage your belly. Step your right foot straight back to that high lunge. Good. Feel your whole left foot pushing down. Feel your right toes pressing down. And then on an inhale, push into the front foot, unwind, warrior two. Maybe turn the palms up on this side. Checking in with the front knee, making sure it's not rolling in. Pushing down through both feet, lifting on the right kneecap. Again, maybe your gaze softens out over those left fingers. Maybe you close your eyes. And release the arms, straighten the front leg, turn the toes to the long edge of the mat once more. Again, you can let your arms come forward. You could clasp at the low back or take left arm up for Gomukhasana arms. Inhaling tall, exhaling hinge at the hips and fold. Pushing your feet down, pulling your kneecaps up. Whenever you like, you can let your hands come down. Maybe you shake your head out a bit. Maybe you move your shoulders some. And then take several breaths here to move however you like. So if you want to repeat the twist, you could, or you could bend one knee, come into a deeper half squat, and then switch sides. Or you could take your hands forward for a wide-legged downward facing dog. Several options. We'll be here 4 or 5 more breaths. And then we'll walk the hands front, turn the left toes forward, lift the right knee, and then you can lower it back down. Find your lizard pose. It may look different on the second side than it did on the first. That is okay. Take your time, relax the jaw, feel your foundation. And then feel your breath. Hugging the left knee in, about 2 more breaths here. And then we'll meet in plank pose. Good news, I won't be cueing you through that hand flipping exercise on the second side. If you wanted to do it, go right ahead. Otherwise, you can come with me, either gate pose or Vashisthasana. Left hand under the face. For gate pose, you can lower the left knee, right leg long, lift the right arm and move. If you wanted to come into Vashisthasana instead, left leg long and right foot back behind you like a kickstand. In either pose, we're engaging the glutes. We're pulling the shoulder blades down in the back. In either pose, you could move through the right arm and head. And let's float back through to plank pose. Other side, right hand under the face. You could lower the right knee, left foot flat for gate pose. Or if you like Vashisthasana, right leg long, left foot behind. This is an opportunity to stretch those obliques that we were working so hard to engage the first time around. And float back through plank pose. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the knees. Sink back, extended child's pose. Anything you like with the hands. Maybe you exhale out the mouth. Maybe you rock your hips a little, side to side. That would feel nice. Press into your palms, pull the shoulders back, chest and chin come forward, all the way onto the belly. Inhale, up, Sphinx, Cobra, or if you like, upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Let your heels be heavy. Maybe the sitting bones and tailbone get light. Chest sinks down. Take your gaze forward, let your feet follow, walking or hopping front to Uttanasana, any variation you like. And inhale halfway up. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up, push down. Exhale, hands to heart. Feel your breath here. Feel your feet pressing down. From here, we'll come into one-legged standing balance. So if you like to find a wall or a piece of furniture buddy, feel free to do so. We'll work in the eagle pose. Several options. We'll all stand on the left leg. You could cross your right leg over in a figure 4 shape and send the hips back if you want that outer hip stretch. Or you could stack your right knee in front of your left, maybe hooking the foot behind the calf, maybe not. Think about chair pose, send the hips back. You could have hands at heart center. Or if you want to add eagle arms, left arm on top. Shoulders pull down. Now our foundation is a bit smaller here, but it's no less steady. Our breath is still here. And push into the left foot, unwind, let that go. Other side, standing on the right foot. Again, you can take the figure 4 shape or wrap the left knee around the right, send the hips back. And if you want to add the arms, right arm on top. Shoulders pull down. Steady downward pressure through your whole right foot. And then push into the foot, unwind, let that go. You can shake it out a bit. Let's come down to the mat. And from here, you could do a child's pose. You could come into a rabbit pose on the crown of the head. You could do a legs up the wall if you would like. If a headstand is part of your practice and it's safe for you to do so, you could come into a headstand. Whatever is appropriate for you today. Now, regardless of which pose you're in, your foundation is different than it has been for much of the practice today. Can you still feel the parts of your body touching the mat beneath you as your foundation? If you're on the crown of the head in rabbit or headstand, you could slowly come out of that and into a child's pose. If you're in the legs up the wall and you like to stay there, by all means, stay there. And then we'll meet seated, coming into either bridge pose or shoulder stand. If you're going to come into shoulder stand, you may want to scooch forward on your mat so there's room for your legs to come behind your head for the plow. If you have a block and you'd like to bring it under your sacrum for bridge pose, feel free to do so. And go ahead, either bridge with the feet and shoulders on the mat or shoulder stand. In either pose, collarbones are opening wide, back of the neck is long and relaxed. Back of the head is part of our foundation here. Can you let your foundation be heavy? And then feel your breath. If you're in shoulder stand, you can move into plow without turning your head. You can either bend your knees in towards your forehead or keep your legs long, reaching the toes towards the floor behind your head. If you're in bridge pose without a block, feel free to lower your hips and rest, and then if you like, come back up. And then whatever pose you're in, think about keeping your neck relaxed as we lower the hips, coming down maybe one vertebra at a time. And once your hips touch, you could hug your knees in, maybe rock a little bit side to side. And then find your way back up to sitting. Towards the back of the mat. Starting with the left leg long, we'll begin with Janu Shirshasana. Right foot to the inner left leg. Anywhere along the inside of the leg is fine. Left toes point towards the ceiling. Inhale tall. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lead with the sternum, and fold any amount. If you want to let your head go, try not to round through the upper back. See instead if you can keep gently pulling your chest forward, but then you tuck your chin in and down. And on an inhale, we'll walk the hands in to lift the upper body and move into Ardha Gomukhasana legs. So you'll take your right foot and bring it around towards your left hip. Now, if there's a lot of tightness, the right knee may be up pretty high. But eventually, and you can wiggle a little bit, the right knee will stack over the left knee. Try to have both sitting bones firmly down. You could stay upright or inhale tall. Exhale, hinge. You could walk your hands forward. Relax the face and eyes. If you've come forward, walk the hands in to lift the upper body and then move into full Gomukhasana legs. So pulling that left foot in. I'll turn to face you here. And again, that right knee may be up pretty high, but eventually we get it stacked over the left. And you could stay upright or you could fold forward. Feel all the places your body is touching the mat. Are you holding back from any of those places? Can you soften downward any more? If you've folded forward, we'll lift the upper body. From here, we'll transition into a spinal twist. So place that right foot flat on the mat. Now, if this is making you kind of cattywampus and your both sitting bones aren't fully down, I recommend extending the left leg long, your choice. We'll twist to the right. So right hand beside or behind you. You could catch your right knee in your left hand or elbow, or bring the elbow outside the hand. Those shoulder blades pulling down. And on an inhale, unwind, let that go. And we'll do all of that on the other side. So right leg long. Left foot comes in for Janu Shirshasana. You can prop up your left knee if you like. Right toes point up. Inhale tall. Exhale hinge. Letting the hands rest wherever they fall naturally. Chest pulls forward. You can tuck your chin in and down towards your chest if you like. We'll walk the hands in to lift the upper body, transitioning into Ardha Gomukhasana legs. Left knee stacks over the right, maybe pulling the left heel in. And again, the left knee may be up high or down, stacked over the right. You could stay upright or fold forward. If you've come forward, we'll lift the upper body. We'll pull the right heel in, moving into full Gomukhasana legs, second side. And you can stay upright if that's plenty intense for you, or you could hinge forward. Let your hips be heavy. Notice whether you're bracing or gripping or holding back. And if so, maybe see what happens if you exhale out the mouth. If you're folded forward, we'll walk the hands in to lift the upper body, transitioning to the twist. Left foot comes flat to the mat. You can keep that right foot tucked in or extend the leg out long. Left hand beside or behind, twisting the upper body to the left. Anchoring both sitting bones down, remembering that we twist primarily through the thoracic and cervical spine. So mid back up to the base of the skull. On an inhale, unwind, release the legs. If you like to give a little kneecap massage to yourself, go right ahead. And then let's come lying back. And just take a few breaths here. Maybe you hug your knees in, either close together or out wide. Maybe you do the happy baby pose, catching your feet in your hands and rocking. If there are any other movements here you feel like you need before we move into Shavasana, go right ahead. We've got about 3 more slow, deep breaths. And then find your way onto the back in preparation for the corpse pose. You could, of course, if you like, have padding under the back of your head or your knees. Arms come down alongside the body. Let your palms turn up. Let your feet fall open. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Relax your feet. Relax your ankles, legs, glutes, hips and belly. Relax the lower back. Middle back, upper back, shoulder blades, ribs and chest. Relax the collarbones and shoulders. Arms, wrists and hands. Relax your neck, throat, jaw and tongue. Relax the face, eyes, eyelids, eyebrows, and the space between the eyebrows. Relax your forehead and scalp. Leaving your body by itself to rest.
Keeping the eyes closed. Begin to bring your awareness back to your body. Feeling the places where your body is touching the mat or floor. Feeling your breath begin to fill and expand in your body. If you'd like, you could start to bring some movement. You could take a stretch, or perhaps roll over to one side. And if you prefer to conclude your practice reclining, that is okay. Otherwise, you could join me seated. Once again, feeling your foundation. And we'll do just a few rounds of the calming breathing exercise. All of the breath is through the nose, best you can. We'll inhale 4, hold 2, exhale 6. I'll talk you through it. Exhale completely. And inhale 2, 3, 4, and hold. And out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in. And hold, and out, inhale, hold, exhale, and in. Hold and out. And you can let that go. We'll conclude with the Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti for peace. Inhale. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all beings everywhere be free from suffering, and may we be receptive to the grace that surrounds us. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today and for taking time to take care of yourself. Om Shanti. See you next time.